Hey there, my friends. Good to see you. So I'm here in my home and we're actually about to move to a new place. And this is the home that I landed in after the fires in Mendocino County. And it's interesting because here, close to a year later, fires are raging, not just in Mendocino County, but all over the world. And it's really hit my heart pretty hard, which is part of the reason why I'm tuning in, because it's been a good opportunity for me to examine how much of that is still held in my system, right? That residual trauma that happened, and the reality of the trauma of what it is to be alive in this day and age, and just the news that we're inundated with daily. And I've really had an opportunity to examine, because I've noticed that some of my responses to that sort of thing are to withdraw and to contract and to go into a place of loneliness and isolation and fear and separation and all of these different aspects of self that don't allow me to show up fully, right? And so I'm really grateful. I've been reaching out and getting some support during this time and helping to find different ways to navigate and really humble myself to the process of what's happening and the process of what it is to be human in this time. And I've been really checking in with myself, because as I go into this deep revisioning space, I also have the opportunity to really examine, like, what is the heart of it that I'm passionate about? What is the work that I'm here to do? And what is the unifying thread in everything that I'm doing, from the School of Connection to the Global Youth Peace Summit to the one-on-one work that I'm doing? Like, what is it? And when I examine it, it's so much about values. What is the value of the life that we are living? Are the values that we're building our foundation on around, consciously or unconsciously, fear, separation, anxiety, grief, misery, apathy, all of the things that we're apt to be affected by in this day and age and the reality of the world that we're living in? Or are we choosing to really cultivate values that help us to feel alive, that help to bring connection and meaning and purpose into our life? Friendship, love, unity, integrity, truth, justice, harmony, peace, reconciliation. Like, what are these things really? And how do we live those in a full way? How do we integrate those into our everyday reality? Because it's one thing to talk about these beautiful ideas of like one love and peace and goodness, but how are we living that in our family, with our friends, with our closest ones, in our workplace? Like, how is that a daily practice? And I realized that that's really the heart of everything that it is that I'm doing. That's really the heart of everything that it is that I'm passionate about. Because I found that that has been the medicine for all of the things that keep me immobilized, for all of the things that keep me separate and afraid and living a life of ineffectiveness, because I'm stuck in these old patterns, these old belief systems. I had a mentor a while back. He was talking about how to be steadfast in our duties, how to really show up for the things that we're responsible for, to commit to the work that we know needs to happen, that we know that we're here to do. So I asked him, like, how do we really do that? How do we be steadfast in our duties? How do we show up responsibly for what we know that we're here to do in a real way? And his response was really interesting, and I've been studying it for months now. His response, the initial part of it, was learn how to be a better friend. And my initial response to that was like, learn how to be a better friend. Like, isn't this something that I'm supposed to do? Like, I have to cultivate a routine, and I need to have diligence, and I need to be really devoted, and I need to do all of these things. But I realized the more that I study his response, learn how to be a better friend. When I'm a better friend, then it connects me to a bigger web, right? Oftentimes I'm really apt to get stuck in my little story, the things that are happening in my life, the pains and the traumas and the things that are going on in my world and my head. But the more that I learn how to be a better friend, the more that I connect with others, it helps me to step into the bigger story. It helps me to recognize the commonalities, the shared experiences that all of us humans have. It helps me to recognize that so many of us are dealing with the same core issues of humanity. It helps me to be more accountable, to show up for friends when they need me, and vice versa, to allow them to show up for me, to not just be invisible and shrink and hide away, which is what I tend to do in a big way. So it's been really good for me to examine, like, what are those core values that I'm building my life around? Because I don't know about you, but the more that I look around, the more that I realize that this is not a time to be immobilized. This is not a time to be apathetic or stuck in my place of fear or shame or doubt about what I am or what I am not. But this is a time to rise up. This is a time to step forward. This is a time to really cultivate what are those things that bring me alive. What are those things that help me to live a life of purpose and passion and meaning and integrity? How do I stay connected to that wellspring of truth and source and inspiration and creativity that lives inside of each and every one of us? And so I realized that this is the common thread in all of the work that I'm doing, and I'm super excited about it. The Global Youth Peace Summit that happened back in June was such a profound experience. It helped to really reinvigorate me because the youth are here with voices and visions for the future that are so inspiring, and it helped me to remember those shared core human values, right? We're working with refugees and immigrants and kids in the foster care system and kids from every different background and coming together and really exploring, like, what are the commonalities? Where can we find connectiveness and respect and unity rather than division and separation and judgment? And I learned so much through that experience about myself and about others, and it really reinvigorated my passion. So for the last month and a half, the School of Connection, the 8-month program, ended back in May, and then the Global Youth Peace Summit happened in June. So for the month and a half since that point, I've really been evaluating what are the values that I want to lay as the foundation that I build everything that I do upon. How do I really stay and check myself with those values rather than falling into that place of insecurity and fear, because I'm bound to mess up. If we are human, we are bound to fail because that's how we grow, that's how we evolve. But so often I find myself stuck in the fear, stuck in that self-consciousness of, like, what is it that I have to say? Like, is it really important? Or what if I get judged or labeled or this or that? Whatever. The world needs people that have come alive. The world needs people that are living on purpose. And I am tired of sitting stuck in that place. I am tired of allowing my fear to override my passion. And that is what I am most interested in, because the more that I find that I'm able to cultivate the values and the integrity inside of my own heart, the more that I can stay connected to that wellspring of creativity, the more that that is the exact medicine that I need for separation, for fear, for isolation, for loneliness, for despair, for apathy. And so that's the foundation for everything that I'm doing, and I'm so excited and I'm so inspired by it, and I'm totally turned on by the work that I'm doing, and I'm really grateful to get to share it with the world. And I'm really grateful to get to learn and to be held accountable by all of you and to learn how to be a better friend to all of you. So I'm super stoked to announce that the School of Connection is coming back for its second year. We had an incredible first year. We got amazing feedback, an incredible group of women that came together in Mendocino County. It was an 8-month program from October through May that I co-facilitate with this amazing woman named Ellen. And we're doing it again. We switched up the format a little bit. We're doing 2 in-person immersions and dives, and then an online content and format so that it's more accessible for more people who can't just come to Mendocino every single month. So we're really excited to share that. I'm also working on aspects of the Global Youth Peace Summit. We're preparing for our event, which is happening again next June, as well as the ongoing integration and support and community building in a real way. And there's all sorts of other things. I'm going to be back in Mendocino County at the end of August teaching yoga, and also I'm going to be offering a workshop around resilience. And there's other different bits and pieces that are in the works right now, and I'm so excited to be sharing them with you, and I'm so excited to learn from you and to remember how to be a better friend and to remember what is true for me. How am I cultivating a life of value, of respect, integrity, harmony, justice, unity, community, rather than all of the other options that are available, right? So wherever you are, wherever you're watching this from, I just want to remind you that you are important, that you have gifts to bring to the world, that you are here for a reason, and that you matter. And I pray that we can remember to come alive together, to rise up in this time and to give that which we're here to give, and to learn, to stumble, to grow, to be human together, and to rise up in relationship with that, for real. So stay tuned. Super excited. So looking forward to sharing all of this with you and getting your feedback and continuing to learn and grow my capacities as a human, the values that I have, and the work that I'm here to give. Have a really good day wherever you are, and I'll see you soon.